The story of Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta, is one forged in blood, betrayal, and a relentless quest for vengeance against the gods who wronged him. But beneath the layers of ash and rage lies a deeper, more personal tragedy. The tale of a lost brother and a prophecy that sealed his fate from birth. This is the story of Deimos. It all began with a prophecy, an ominous whisper from an ancient oracle that foretold the destruction of Olympus. The gods were warned their downfall would come at the hands of a marked warrior. Far below in the mortal realm, two young Spartan brothers, Kratos and Deimos, trained relentlessly, dreaming of glory. But Deimos was different. He bore a strange and prominent red birthmark that stretched across his face and body, an unknowing brand of destiny. The gods, ever fearful of losing their power, would not let this prophecy go unchecked. One fateful day, the god of war, Ares, and the goddess of wisdom, Athena, descended upon Sparta. Believing the marked Deimos was the warrior of the prophecy, Ares seized the boy. Kratos, though just a child, fought desperately to save his brother. For his defiance, he was brutally swatted aside by the god of war, a blow that left him with a permanent scar over his right eye, a physical reminder of his failure. Helpless, Kratos watched as Ares carried his brother away into the heavens, vanishing forever. Deimos was taken to the domain of death, a desolate realm ruled by the primordial god, Thanatos. There, he was imprisoned and subjected to relentless torture for years on end. His spirit, once proud and strong, was systematically broken. Every day was a cycle of pain and despair, and the hope he held for his brother's rescue slowly curdled into a bitter, all-consuming rage. He came to believe that Kratos had abandoned him, leaving him to suffer alone in the darkness. His love for his brother was replaced by a deep-seated resentment and a burning desire for retribution. Meanwhile, Kratos rose to become the fearsome warrior known as the Ghost of Sparta. Yet, despite his power and his bloody conquests, he was forever haunted by visions of the brother he had lost. The guilt of that day never left him. In a solemn vow to never forget Deimos, Kratos marked his own body, tattooing his face with a bold red stripe in the exact pattern of his brother's birthmark. This mark became a symbol of his guilt, and a promise that he would one day find his brother and bring him home. Driven by these visions, Kratos embarked on a perilous journey to the depths of the underworld, seeking the domain of death. After battling through untold horrors, Kratos finally found the prison where Deimos was held captive and shattered his chains. But the reunion was not one of tearful relief. Deimos, now a man twisted by years of torment, looked upon his brother not with love, but with pure hatred. "You left me!" he roared, blaming Kratos for every moment of his suffering. Consumed by his thirst for vengeance, Deimos attacked, and the two brothers, once inseparable, clashed in a brutal and desperate battle fueled by years of pain and misunderstanding. Their bitter conflict was cut short by the arrival of the true architect of Deimos' misery, Thanatos. The god of death, amused by their strife, intervened to finish what he had started. In that moment, faced with a common enemy, the brothers' hatred for each other subsided. Setting aside their grievances, they stood together, ready to make their final stand. Kratos and Deimos fought side by side, their Spartan training resurfacing as they unleashed a lifetime of rage upon the primordial god. In the climactic struggle, Deimos, seeing Thanatos about to land a fatal blow on Kratos, made the ultimate sacrifice. He threw himself in the path of the attack, saving his brother at the cost of his own life. As Deimos died in his arms, Kratos was overcome by a grief and fury unlike any he had ever known. He unleashed his full godlike power, annihilating Thanatos and avenging his brother. The prophecy had been fulfilled, but in the most tragic way imaginable. The marked warrior had indeed played his part in the gods' undoing, not as their destroyer, but as the catalyst for the rage of the true Ghost of Sparta.